Hello and welcome to LearningEngineer.com, where we engineer learning for efficiency. My name is Michael Langdon, and today I want to talk about fixing run-on sentences. So run-on sentences are a common mistake students make when they start writing sentences, and so we're going to talk about that. Now, this is a slideshow. You can find this slideshow at LearningEngineer.com or www.learningengineer.org, and what you'll notice here is that you can actually click right on whatever topic you want to go straight to. I'm just going to do them in order. So first up, what is a run-on sentence? A run-on sentence contains two or more independent clauses or sentences that are not joined properly. The most common mistake is the comma splice. So here are some examples. So the first example we have here is actually a comma splice. While we were on our way to work, someone in a pickup truck nearly ran into us. I was really upset and couldn't sleep that night. So what a comma splice simply means is that the two sentences, or the two independent clauses, have been split by a comma. And the comma by itself is not a proper way to join them. Over the past year, Ebola has killed over 5,000 people. It could have been much worse. So again, this is where the first sentence ends and the second sentence begins right here. And you can see there's nothing there. Grammar Girl says that commas can be used in a variety of ways. One such way is as a non-restrictive appositive. So here again, we have the first sentence ends right here, and there's nothing to properly join this sentence with this sentence. So the first method is to simply put a period at the end of the first sentence and then a capital letter to start the second sentence. But of course, first you have to determine where the first sentence ends and the next sentence begins. And people are usually, when they think about it, are good at determining this. So while we were on our way to work, someone in a pickup truck nearly ran into us. Period. I was really upset and couldn't sleep that night. Over the past year, Ebola has killed over 5,000 people. Period. It could have been much worse. Grammar Girl says that commas can be used in a variety of ways. Period. Capital O. One such way is as a non-restrictive appositive. So there I took all those sentences that you originally saw and fixed them. Method 2. Comma and a FANBOYS conjunction. Now a FANBOY is an acronym, and it stands for and, nor, but, or yet so. Okay, your most popular conjunction is of course and, but soon thereafter it's but and so. Okay, nor is hardly ever used to connect two sentences together. In fact, I've never seen it. It's usually connected to words or phrases. And then or and yet are options, and then yet is similar to but. While we were on our way to work, someone in a pickup truck nearly ran into us, comma, and I was really upset and couldn't sleep that night. So in this case, I connected these two sentences with a comma and a conjunction and. Over the past year, Ebola has killed over 5,000 people, comma, but it could have been much worse. Grammar Girl says that commas can be used in a variety of ways, comma, for one such way as a non-restrictive appositive. So in this case I used for, which isn't very common, but it was the only one that worked in this sentence. The third method is just to simply use a semicolon, and you can connect just two sentences with a semicolon at a time. You can't string them along like a period. While we were on our way to work, someone in a pickup truck nearly ran into us, semicolon, I was really upset and couldn't sleep that night. So it almost just like a period, except again, you can only do two sentences at a time with this. And the word following the semicolon is not capitalized, unlike with a period. Over the past year, Ebola has killed over 5,000 people. It could have been much worse. Grammar Girl says that commas can be used in a variety of ways, semicolon, one such way is a non-restrictive appositive. The fourth method is to use the semicolon and then use a joining word. And then after the joining word is usually a comma. Well, not usually, is a comma. So here are some joining words. However, of course, on the other hand, as a result, in addition, besides, in fact, then, meanwhile, finally, instead, therefore, for example, thus. And there's more of these. These are just a few that I've provided you as examples. So while we were on our way to work, someone in a pickup truck nearly ran into us, semicolon, therefore, comma. I was really upset and couldn't sleep that night. Over the past year, Ebola has killed over 5,000 people, semicolon. However, it could have been much worse. Grammar Girl says that commas can be used in a variety of ways. Semicolon, of course, comma. One such way is as a non-restrictive a positive. So you can see I use therefore, however, and of course. And these words kind of match up with your conjunctions. So however is similar to but. Therefore is similar to so. Of course would be also similar to so. So you kind of want to think about what these mean when you use them. And the most complicated method is the use of a dependent word, or what's also called a subordinating conjunction. So a dependent word, a subordinate conjunction, plus an independent clause, which is basically a sentence, equals a dependent clause. So here's an example. While I was on my way to work today. So if you get rid of while and you say I was on my way to work today, that's a sentence. But the minute you add while to it, and if you were to just say only that, while I was on my way to work today, people would be like, yeah, what happened while you were on your way to work today? So it's dependent upon the next part of the sentence to make sense, or the previous part, because they can come at the beginning or the end of a sentence. So here are some of your dependent words, or what are also called subordinate conjunctions. Although, because, that, whenever, as, before, though, were, as if, unless, wherever, as long as, once, until, which, as soon as, since, whatever, while, as though, so that, when, and who. And there's, again, more of these. So the sentence pattern is this. If the sentence begins with a dependent clause, you put a comma and then the independent clause. If the independent clause comes first, it's the independent clause, then the dependent clause, and no punctuation. So in the first example sentence that I was using, I had to change it because it already has a dependent clause in it, and it wouldn't work if I tried to fix that. I would have to use some other method. So what I did is I just got rid of the first part, and that's why you see this. That's why you see this crossed out here. So we're going to ignore that. And we're just going to start here with because. So because, that's our dependent word or subordinating conjunction. Someone in a pickup truck nearly ran into us, comma. I was really upset and couldn't sleep that night. Over the past year, Ebola has killed over 5,000 people, although it could have been much worse. So in this case, this has been placed at the end of our sentence, and so there's no comma. Grammar Girl says that commas can be used in a variety of ways, while one such way is as a non-restrictive a positive. Again, at the end, and again, you'll see there's no comma there. Since Ebola kills its victims very quickly, it has had a difficult time spreading beyond its origins. So in this case, the word since is our subordinating conjunction. So this whole clause here, this comes at the beginning of the sentence, which is why this comma is here. Okay. So that's how that works. So those are our 5 methods of fixing a run-on sentence. And again, if you use the slides, remember, if you're at the home and you don't like my color scheme, you just click on Change Theme, and you can change the theme to whatever you want. There's plenty of examples here for you to use. All right. So my name is Michael Langdon. I'm the Learning Engineer. Have a great day.